This is Healthy Living with Alex. I'm going to talk about lifestyle diseases. First of all, I had mentioned that when you are at ease, it means your body is working well, you have a stable system, what the Chinese call yin yang. The balance is there. When you lose balance or you lose homeostasis, that's when we say you have a dis-ease. But lifestyle diseases are those diseases which are not caused by a virus, a fungi, or bacteria. These are diseases that come as a result of the way we eat, the way we sleep, whether we exercise, whether we breathe in correctly, whatever it is that is in our lifestyle, the way we feed, what we do with our body, whether we move around, whether we do exercises, everything that we do is consisting of lifestyle. So when we say lifestyle diseases, we mean there are certain things you do that might end up causing a disease in your system. These lifestyles are, for example, the foods that we eat. And in our last episode, we talked about food lacking nutritional value, and it is there just to fill our stomach. And that's again why we talked about supplements. When we realize that our food is not giving us the nutritional value, then we supplement. So lifestyle diseases is so wide, I might not be able to cover it in this episode, but it is to tell you that there are certain diseases that come as a result of our lifestyle and not infection or any other source. What are those diseases? We have reached a point where families come to say and to own diseases. Ati kwetu, sisi ni watu wa sukari. Kwetu, we are people of high blood pressure. So this is so critical for people to know, wait a minute, did our family actually have that system, or did it develop in someone, then the DNA was passed on to someone else? So what we are saying is, there is a saying that says DNA could be the source of our diseases, but our lifestyle pulls the trigger. What does that mean? Yes, our DNA could predispose us to certain conditions, but if we change our lifestyle, we could overcome it. So this means, for example, the first disease I'm going to look at is high blood pressure, or what we call cardiovascular diseases. This comes as a result, again, you remember I mentioned about inflammation. The moment your body or your arteries and veins are inflamed, even your heart muscles are inflamed, you could have a narrowing of veins and arteries. When they narrow or they become stiff to a point where the blood is not flowing well, the pressure builds up, and then they say you have high blood pressure. Now, remember, without pressure, your blood will not flow. But we say it is high when now it causes your organs to feel overwhelmed, or your system to feel overwhelmed. And there are certain things that come with cardiovascular diseases or high blood pressure. There are people who start losing focus, others get migraine headaches, others get a stiffness of joints, others feel like their body is freezing. So the high blood pressure in itself could be caused by inflammation of the arteries and veins. What can you do? What are the systems? What can help your system? The pharmaceutical industry has given us the biggest lie of high blood pressure by claiming that cholesterol is the cause of high blood pressure. It has been proved scientifically now. Not proved because people knew it, but they hid that information so that they could sell products or pharmaceutical products called statins. That cholesterol in itself does not cause any high blood pressure. What happens is that when your veins have a problem or they are broken, the vessels are broken, cholesterol goes to heal that particular area. It is like trying to blame a fire engine when there is a fire, because that wherever you see a fire engine, there is a fire. Of course, the fire engine has to come there. So cholesterol goes to repair the veins and arteries. Then whenever it is found in our veins and artery, people claim that is what has caused high blood pressure. The body makes over 85% of cholesterol itself, and your diet only contributes 15%. So how can it be that a natural product being manufactured by your liver could be the cause of the high blood pressure? So lifestyle contributes a lot. Lack of exercise, eating wrong foods, using preservatives which cause inflammation, all those combined could bring about the high blood pressure. What about diabetes? People say our family has diabetes, but in real sense, the DNA could predispose you to having diabetes. But in real sense, it's that your pancreas have reached a point where it can no longer manufacture insulin. Think like this. The pancreas is the one that makes the insulin so that it now allows the glucose to enter our cells and carry out several functions. But because we eat too much carbohydrate, from morning, breakfast is about carbohydrate, lunch hour, carbohydrate, supper, carbohydrate, snacks, carbohydrate, the pancreas reach a point where they can no longer produce enough insulin to control the glucose. Then the second thing could be something called insulin resistance. So again, your body has reached a point where it cannot not allow the insulin to come and allow the glucose to get into your cells. Then automatically the cells are craving for the glucose, but it cannot enter. And that's the time we say this person has a sugar problem, because there is so much glucose in your bloodstream, but it is not entering the cells to give us the energy to help us carry out body functions. So the organs start suffering. So really, can you now blame that the insulin, that the inflammation that the pancreas went under in order not to produce the insulin? So it is us who are taking too much carbohydrate, especially refined carbohydrate. Anytime you eat wheat flour from the supermarket, that flour has been over-processed, so it very quickly enters your bloodstream as glucose, and that's why we say that product has high glycemic index. So we should go for complex carbohydrates, the sweet potatoes, the ndomas, the kind of carbohydrates in cassava, because they release the glucose slowly by slowly. Then the insulin in your system is able to allow the glucose to enter your cells. What about arthritis? We talked about inflammation of the joints. When we are not giving enough food stuff to our joints to repair, because when we move, we are wearing out our ligaments, we are wearing out our anything involved with the joints, we are wearing out the collagen. So if our system is not providing, then the joint is going to suffer. The inflammation that we suffer around our joints is what now finally comes in as osteoporosis or arthritis. And then we say, my bones have become weak. But it is because you are not giving your body what it needs. And then unfortunately, most of the doctors will give you calcium on its own to try and repair the joints and try to get rid of arthritis. Unfortunately, again, you require at least 14 different minerals and other trace minerals for your joints to repair. So just giving the body calcium is actually going even to cause the first disease we talked about, calcification of your veins and arteries. So what you need is to get supplements that can help your body make collagen so that it repairs your ligaments and joints. So these are what we call lifestyle diseases. So if you change your lifestyle, if you know what is lacking in your body and you give it from supplements, then you see now you are able to recover from those diseases. And a word of caution, imagine the injection they give our parents in form of for alleviating the symptoms of arthritis. Those are steroids. And when they keep giving you steroids in your system, the next thing you have a problem with your kidneys. So we really have a problem. When you're trying to solve one problem, the next thing a certain organ suffers from the medicines from the first problem. Next thing, you have the three sisters. So one disease causes another, which causes another. So let's try to be more educated, learn. I've told you, you have the biggest library in your hands in form of your phone and Google. Go and find out exactly what does your body require when you have symptoms of a certain disease. The last thing I'm going to talk about is when you have ulcers, digestive issues. I keep asking people this question. Did you know that your gut, which is your small intestine, is your third brain? That it has been discovered that the brain can get instructions from your gut. And we used to make fun of our teachers when they would tell us, when you take medicine and it goes to the stomach, that the stomach is the one that had a problem. In real sense, the gut biome, the environment of the gut, is our third brain. To astonish all of you, would you believe that people who with anxiety and depression, that the cause of their anxiety and depression could come from the wrong biome environment in their gut? So the gut is trying to send information to the brain, but there is a breakdown or over inflammation. So what we are saying is, take care of your digestive system. Take care of the foods that you eat. Make sure you have food stuff in your stomach when the acid is produced. Because if the stomach is empty and the next thing you have acid in your system, what will it do? It might wear out the mucus lining that protects your stomach from the acid that is produced in order to give us the nutrition from proteins. So the enzymes work best in the stomach, but there is a protection on it. When your body is out of balance, then that mucus lining could go away, and the next thing you know, you are having acidity that can cause things we call like heartburn. You have people who complain all the time, they have ulcers and so forth. So we are going to look at some of those in later programs, but right now, remember your lifestyle could contribute to those diseases that we call non-infectious diseases. Your lifestyle, everything you do, from the water you take, to the food you eat, to the way you sleep, to what you consider and a day's lifestyle could cause diseases. Let's get educated, let's get to learn about it and know that some of these diseases is not a must, that because your parents had them, that you might get them. The last thing I want to talk about is cancer. It is unfortunate and very unfortunate. There is a director of KEBS at one time who told us 20 years from now, every family will be talking about cancer in their family. This was because of aflatoxin. Aflatoxin, you derive it when you get it when you have carbohydrates and starches that do not dry properly. So when aflatoxin gets into our body, it actually decodes our DNA to a point where the cells start reproducing without control. So one of the sources, therefore, of disturbing our DNA is aflatoxin. And we get it from peanuts, we get it from carbohydrates, we get it from maize that do not dry properly. Aflatoxin has been seen to be one of the causes of DNA mutation. When the cell mutation happens, it distorts the normal programming such that now the cells start producing without control. And the next thing you have are tumors. If unfortunately those tumors become cancerous, that's why every family today is talking about so and so has cancer of this kind and the other. But as we said earlier, if you could find a way of getting rid of aflatoxin, getting rid of excess acid, getting rid of excess carbohydrate, you could change your lifestyle. So for cancer, today it is possible with supplementation, with alternate health products, to actually talk of a reversal of the causes of that cancer. But this is a very emotional and very scary topic to talk about, because it had been banned from 1950s to say there could ever be a cure for cancers. But believe it or not, there are people who are curing cancer by natural methods. So next time we'll look at exactly what can we have so that it sorts out our system. So next time you hear about lifestyle disease, remember there is something you can do about it. So this has been Healthy Living with Alex.